We'd like to welcome each and every. This is a special session today, and it's like, ooh, that was really good. That was really cool. That was really neat. So Nora's going to get to control this one. Not that she likes control. I mean, not that women like control. So Nora, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that women store things up to use them as weapons later?
At times.
Why?
I'm not sure why. Um, I think speaking for myself, I think sometimes you store stuff up because it's like whatever, you just let it go and then a question gets asked and then you answer the question and then it's like the person doesn't want to know. So
Oh,
is it like in that situation, is it stored up or is it just, well, you asked the question, so I'm gonna give you the answer to it? And then it feels like it's stored up because it's
so do
not
you
from like right then.
do you believe that women mind shift? What I mean by that is they create new memories that of things that happened in the past, but they didn't actually happen in the past. They had something, they made a mistake, they messed up, they said something stupid, did something stupid, and then over time they come up with a reason for it. And as soon as they come up with a reason, they bring up the past, but that wasn't actually the intent in the past. They reframe it, they create new memories about the past that actually weren't true. Do you think that women do that?
I have no idea.
Okay. So I've noticed it, and for the women out there, is it just women? Is it men? No, it's men too. Like I think the men are the ones that I originally discovered it, where I'm like, holy cow, that's not even a real memory. That's a false memory. And you changed the facts, you switched it around. So, anyways, sorry, I had to get those out. Those were good. Okay. So did you want to lead? Do you want me to ask the question?
I don't care.
Okay. So Nora said what I heard her say. Whenever somebody is saying, I think it's stupid that you have to go out and do all this, but you do for people. And so when I say this is what Nora said, this is what I heard her say, it doesn't mean that that's what she said. It just means that's what I heard. Um, and so Nora, what I heard Nora say is men are supposed to go ahead and tell women they're right.
Which is not what I said.
So Nora's not going to do this. Okay. She's not going to do a mind shift and she's not going to put in an a or a the. And so it wasn't perfect. It's not 100 things, it's not 100 things, you know, it's not like, it's not the meaning of it. It's not even close to what it is.
What I said was strong men will allow women to be right.
Holy jamoly.
Okay,
Wow.
can I ask Elaine a
Wow.
question?
Whoa. And Nora's got the advantage. Why does she have the advantage? Because it wasn't recorded. That's where she got the advantage because it wasn't ever recorded. Like, like,
What do you mean it wasn't recorded?
was it recorded?
Yeah, yesterday. I mean,
Okay, good, good.
not the
Get a
very
transcript,
first
get a
time.
transcript of it, get a transcript of it, and look at the transcript from there and look at the transcript from here and see if that's what you said.
Okay.
Holy cow. Wow. Now, let's just say I'm sure it's not right. I'm sure this is going to be one of the 7 times in a year that I made a mistake. This is going to be probably the biggest mistake I've ever made. I'm sure that what you said is what you said this time is what you said that last time. But let's just pretend it's not. Okay. I don't know if you can even take your mind there.
Okay.
Let's take let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take your mind to a point that Mark was a lot closer to what you said than what you were. Then what? Right? And that's
I
exactly what
don't
it
know.
would be.
Like, could it be like where the question I asked you this morning is, um, like, how do you get men to be curious on, like, what do you mean by when you say that? What do you mean by that?
Oh, you mean if you are happen to be wrong, then a man should have went ahead and not heard what you said. He should have. It's the man's fault for you not communicating properly what you're really thinking. That's the man's fault. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I think that's
No.
for everybody. It's like if there's something like that, it's isn't that where, like you say like the 90s kick in and it's like instead of being curious, you
Right? You definitely don't want to smack the woman down and go ahead and say, can you get your mouth to go ahead and function and actually say what you mean and mean what you say? Like, can you actually go ahead and do that to a woman? Or is that too hard? Don't want to go ahead and do that. Like say what you mean what you say. You can't go ahead and say, your words matter. Your words matter, sweetheart. They really do. And you'd think a pilot would know that more than anybody else. But that's not something. I mean, you apply that when you're flying, but rest of life, no, you can be sloppy. It's okay because I'm a woman and I just can be sloppy.
no, I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Do you see how somebody might get that impression where you're not taking ownership for what your words are and then you're shifting and shifting and doing this and it's the guy's fault where it's not your fault? Do you see how some guy might be able to go ahead and say, yeah, Nora's just like every other woman out there, she won't take ownership, she shifts stuff around, it's not her fault, like she says stuff that's just goofy and then shifts it around to something else, and that's not her fault, it's the guy's fault? Do you see how some guys could potentially see that or not so much?
Sure, okay. I can entertain that thought.
Okay, cool. Questions?
So why aren't you curious?
Right? This is so cool. This is so cool. This is so cool. I am curious. I'm curious on how somebody can say something and not remember what they say. Now, I do have an understanding. I'm not so curious about that. The reason is because their words don't matter, because, they don't, their words don't matter. They use a bunch of stupid words. They're not intentional in what they're doing. Their life isn't significant, but they want to feel it's significant. And so I am curious is how can somebody say something and not remember what they say? I'm curious about that.
Okay.
So my curiosity tends to go ahead and go on the edge of what people have never thought of. They've never thought it like they've never thought of this before. Like I've never thought of this before. And it's just like, really? Uh-huh. Why? Because nobody confronts them strongly. So when there is a strong man that actually does confront the person, she doesn't like that. Like, I'm used to being the smartest person. No, you're used to thinking you're the smartest person in the room, and you're used to men, not challenging you. What you say is just goofy. It's just goofy. I mean, why do women say goofy things? And if you have a woman say enough goofy things, well, why wouldn't you be curious about that woman's goofiness? Because she's goofy. It's just, I don't know, women just say goofy things. They just do. Like, I don't know why. I mean, if I was curious about every goofy thing that a woman said, shoot, I'd get nothing done. Then I'd have no value to women because I can't make them money. Interesting.
It's one way to think about it, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I can think about, I mean, I could come up with a whole bunch of other things. But based on my experience, it's far, far more than what women realize. Far, far more. Anything, Elaine and Anita, you guys eating popcorn, drinking lemonade?
Yep.
Any questions,
No, I
Anita
don't.
or Elaine?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Nora, any other questions or thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
So I'm curious. What are you curious about, Mark? I'm curious as to why people don't follow through on things.
Okay. Is there something specific or just in general, overall, people don't follow through on stuff?
Uh, let's say in general.
Okay, why do you think it is?
I think it's complicated. I think there's a number of reasons. I think maybe the number one reason is they don't care. They think they care. They're doing the dance, they're like the song, The Goofball. They're dancing and they think they think they're this and they think they're this and they think they're this and this and this, but they're really not. And so I don't think they care. I think that sometimes it's because they know they're wrong. And so they're not going to go ahead and prove it. They're not going to take the time to prove they're wrong because they don't want to be wrong. They want to feel. They're all about feelings. They want to feel they're smart. They want to feel they're kind. They want to feel they're needed. They want all these, they're overwhelmed by feelings. And so anything that will challenge the feelings of what they want to feel, they're not going to do. They're not going to follow through on that. Maybe they don't follow through to get attention. Maybe they don't follow through to see, is that really, is that really important for me to do? And you're probably thinking, Mark, that's just childhood. I mean, that's childish things. Adults don't do that. No, they actually do. So there's a lot of different reasons. Your thoughts on it?
No, I don't think I don't know. Don't know I have anything to add to that.
Do you think you follow through poorly on things?
Yeah, I could see some things, yeah.
Do you know why?
Maybe I don't see the value in it. It's probably not always the same.
So are you curious? Are you curious when you go ahead and don't see the value? Because kids, that's just like a child, right? I mean, a child doesn't see the value of doing something, so they just don't do it. So that's childish thinking. So when you don't follow through on something as an adult woman, do you go ahead and whoever's talking to you about the follow through doing something, are you curious about why that has value and do you talk to them about it?
I would say probably not every time, no. Not saying that
Interesting.
I shouldn't. I'm just
Right. No, no, I get it. All right. This has been fun. This could go in the friendship podcast. All right. This could go in the friendship podcast, Nora, and it could go the one yesterday or wherever that one was. So you could have that one and then you could have this one, and they could be kind of back to back. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all. Bye.